We asked, and you responded.
Hey, I was just calling in because I wanted to say I like what you guys have got going on there. I really enjoy watching it because I used to watch shows like this back when I was a kid, and watching it brings back a little bit of nostalgia from before. And I just wish there was more shows like this on the air now, because watching it brings back all those memories of before, and it's just really nice to see all that.
Why, hello, Dead and Buried Treasures. I just wanted to call and leave a message that I was very impressed by your show. It's very well done, and it might be one of the best locally produced programs I've ever seen. It reminded me of the old Chiller Theater in the 80s with Chilly Billy, and I absolutely love your show. I tell everybody about it. I even had my friends over, some kids, and my grandchildren over a couple of Fridays back when it was on, and we all gathered around and made popcorn like the old days, and had some fun watching some television as a family. So I thought it was very well done, and Captain Drake is very funny, and the parrot is hilarious. Well written, well crafted, very good show. Keep it up, Dead and Buried Treasures.
Hey man, I think your show's kind of groovy, and I just love it. Groovy, man, groovy. Hey, keep up the good work, guys. Okay, talk to you later.
There are no further messages.
Operators are standing by. Call now.
A pirate's life for me. A pirate's life for me. We pillage, we plunder, we rifle and loot. Drink up me hearties, yo-ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot. Drink up me hearties, yo-ho. A pirate's life for me.
Now you choose to do this, you do? Complain how cold and wet it is?
Avast, me hearties, and welcome aboard the Swashbuckler's Haunt. Guess who? Well, it's not Elvira, mateys. It is I, Calico Drake, captain of this here vessel, of course. And as always, it's me solemn duty to bring you the worst movies ever made as far as horror is concerned.
Ay caramba! Maybe we can start binging them from Netflix.
And we do that courtesy of our Fright Network, seen on multiple affiliates around the world, all originating from the port of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That we will arrive at shortly. But first, just a little trip to the island of dead and buried treasures to claim, of course, tonight's movie.
I feel like we're rushing things here.
I'll say we are, rushing to the island of dead and buried treasures. Hey! Let's go, you scallywags! Hoist that jib! Look alive there! Pull that rig free! That's better. It's been a while since we've been on the air, mates, since this whole pandemic started. Yes. But time to the island, Mr. Bones!
Well, we're an enhanced pirate ship, Captain. Practically no time at all.
Well, that's what I like to hear. Ooh. I may have swallowed me eye patch.
Ah, no, it's still there.
Huh? Oh, there it is. Well, then it was me compass. Aye, I'm feeling it in me bones, Jack. This is gonna be a good one.
Ah, really, Captain?
Absolutely. Everyone is quarantined indoors, and this is finally a chance for an audience glued to the television for a rollicking pirate adventure with murder, mystery, and mayhem.
Why aren't we quarantined, Captain?
Well, we are. And I'm about to practice me social distancing, so you wait here and I'll be down in the cavern selecting the movie for tonight. You know, and speaking of social distancing, Jack, this really is the place to be. Echo! 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 What is tonight's movie? What is tonight's movie? What is tonight's movie? I'm a genius!
What's the movie tonight, Captain?
I was about to get to that, Jack. 1,500 glorious chests and choices down here, and the island always chooses a good one. Ah, speaking of which, here it is, and here we go. What? What the hell?
Ah, what is it, Captain?
Some type of booby trap.
Ah, booby trap? What happened?
Some kind of gas just shot in me face.
Ah, gas?
Yes, it came out of the ground. Some kind of booby trap.
Ah, that's weird. What was the movie?
I'm fine, by the way. What's this? And there's a note here. You've just been murdered.
Ah, what do you suppose it means, Captain?
I don't know. Maybe just a follow-up to the gas. Probably nothing. But I wonder what the movie is. The movie's D.O.A. A classic murder mystery with Edmund O'Brien.
Ah, I thought it starred Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid.
No, that was the remake, Jack. This is the original.
Ah, oh, what's it about?
A salesman is poisoned and discovers that he has 24 hours to solve his own murder.
Ah, sounds intriguing, Captain. I wonder what the note meant that was inside the chest.
I don't know.
I mean, it is an enchanted island, and it always seems to go hand in hand with whatever movie we're playing.
Well, let's hope not, Jack.
Captain?
Jack, some kind of gas just shot me in the face, and a note said, I'm about to meet me demise.
Oh, I understand, Captain. You do seem a bit loopy.
No more than usual.
Well, perhaps, Captain, all murder warnings and notes aside, perhaps the clue has to do directly with the film. You know, in regards to the movie, what does D.O.A. stand for anyway?
Dead on arrival.
Oh, boy.
Can I help you? I'd like to see the man in charge. In here. I want to report a murder.
Sit down. Where was this murder committed?
San Francisco, last night.
Who was murdered?
I was. Well, do you want to hear me out or don't you, Captain? I don't have very much time.
Your name Bigelow? Frank Bigelow?
That's right.
Answer the San Francisco APB. Send it direct to Inspector Bannon at Homicide. Tell him we found Frank Bigelow. Go ahead, Mr. Bigelow.
Well, this involves some other people, Captain. A number of other people.
You tell it any way you like.
I live in a little town called Banning out on the desert. It's on the way to Palm Springs. I have a small business there.
Yes, Yes, Mr. Bigelow.
Give me a copy of Miss Hollis's 48 tax return, will you? Oh, you better get the 47, too.
Yes, Mr. Bigelow.
I don't think we took any depreciation on that new equipment last year.
No, we didn't. I remember you said we could include it all this year.
Sure we can.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah, well.
Peterson says he wants a financial statement before he can give me my loan. Hello, Kitty.
I will.
Well, I'm leaving for San Francisco today, but I'll be back in about a week. I'll take care of it for you then.
Sure is a scorcher, isn't it?
Well, I've seen him worse.
Well, have a nice time, Frank.
Yeah, thanks, Will.
Oh, why don't you come down to the place and let me give you another permanent? Makes your hair so much easier to manage in all this heat.
I can't afford it right now. Maybe next month.
Yeah, here it is. No, we didn't take it. Well, we can do it this year.
You work it out any way you think best. Have a nice trip, Frank.
Sure, Kitty. See you when I get back.
Bon voyage. Why don't you come down anyway, Paula? We'll work out a deal on that permanent.
Thanks. Maybe I will. Hello? Oh, hello, Mr. Hawkins. Just a moment. Do you want him to send your ticket over?
No, I'll pick it up myself.
No, never mind. Mr. Bigelow will pick it up at the station. Bye. I want to go with you, Frank.
Oh, Paul, I'm just going on a little vacation. You know that?
You want to go without me, don't you?
Be gone just a week.
And I suppose you just made up your mind to take this little vacation at 9 o'clock this morning?
No, Paul, I meant to tell you about it a few days ago. I guess I forgot.
Oh, you forgot.
Paula, don't be like that.
Don't be like what? You just drop a little announcement that you're going away. Not tomorrow or next week or next month, but today. No explanations, nothing. And I'm supposed to swallow the excuse that you need a little vacation.
I just want to get away from town for a few days, that's all.
Get away from this town or get away from me.
Oh, Paula, please try to understand.
How can you ask me to understand anything like this? No, I'm sorry, but I don't understand. Go to San Francisco, but don't expect me to be waiting for you when you get back.
Paula, please, Paul. Come on, turn around, look at me. Come here.
Why do you do this to me, Frank? Why can't you be honest with me? As honest as I am with you? Do you have to go?
I have to go, Paula. I know what I'm doing.
All right, go. Go anywhere you like. You can go to blazes for all I care.
Paula. Paula.
Yes, I know I'm being foolish.
Come here. Come on, fix your face. We'll go down to Eddie's and have a drink.
All right, why not?
Hi, Paula.
Hi,
Eddie.
Give us a couple of cold beers, will you?
Coming up.
Hi. Come on.
Oh, what a relief. This air conditioning feels good. I sure wish we had it in the office. It'd make working a pleasure.
Well, if it stays this hot, don't bother going in the rest of the week.
I win 2 races today.
How many did you lose?
Now, you would have to ask that. Kind of early for you two, ain't it?
Too hot to work.
That's what I like to hear.
Frank, you'll take me with you, won't you? You will, won't you? Or am I crowding you?
What do you mean, crowding me?
Maybe you do need this week away alone. Maybe we both do. I know what's going on inside of you, Frank. You're just like any other man, only a little more so. You have a feeling of being trapped, hemmed in, and you don't know whether or not you like it.
Look, Paula, I'm going to be honest with you. I care too much for you not to be honest with you. I'm as much concerned for your happiness as I am for my own.
I know you've had one bad experience, Frank. I know all about it.
But you don't know what it can do to two people, Paula. And the woman always gets hurt more than the man. I don't want you to get hurt, darling. More than anything anything in the world, I don't want you to get hurt. Want to hear some music?
All right, Frank.
Got a couple of nickels, Eddie?
Yeah.
This won't bother you, will it?
No, next result doesn't come in for half an hour.
I thought that by now we'd be married. No, I'm not going to crowd you anymore, Frank. Go to San Francisco. I don't like it, but I'm convinced that you must go. I want you to be very sure, Frank. If it's right, and I believe it is, we'll have something really wonderful together. If it isn't, we should both know it as soon as possible. So you see, even if I could stop you, I wouldn't do it now.
Yes, sir. My name is Bigelow. I have a reservation.
Yes, sir. Here we are, sir.
My name is Bigelow. I have a reservation.
I have it, sir. It's a very nice room on the 6th floor, facing the bay. Boy, this might help you enjoy your stay, Mr. Bigelow. It's a little booklet on how to have fun in San Francisco.
Oh, thank you.
Very welcome, sir. Thank you.
Say, is it always like this around here?
No, this is market week, and it's the last day, too. Boy, always around until you need him.
Oh, 517?
Thank you. Here's a message for you, Mr. Bigelow. Long-distance call came in about an hour ago from Banning, from a Paula Gibson.
Oh, thank you.
Very welcome. Show Mr. Bigelow to 618.
Right this way, Slide. Mr. Bigelow. Is there anything else, Mr. Bigelow? Oh, yes, you can get me a dry Manhattan and a package of razor blades. Yes, sir. Thank you. Oh, and you can leave that door open. Hello, operator. I want to speak to Miss Paula Gibson in Banning, California. Yeah, that's right. No, I'll wait.
Hello?
Hello, Paula.
Oh, hello, Frank. How was the trip?
Fine, just fine.
Having a miserable time, I hope.
Well, I don't know. I just got in.
What was that?
Market week. The place is crawling with traveling salesmen.
You know, Charlie Anderson found out that you went away and he asked me to go out with him.
Oh, really? How did he make out?
I'm considering it.
Is that what you called to tell me?
I'll have you know that this call is strictly business, Mr. Bigelow. Did a Mr. Phillips phone you? Eugene Phillips of Los Angeles.
No.
He will. He phoned the office 3 times today. Said that he wanted to get in touch with you immediately. He said it's most urgent and imperative that he reach you at once.
What'd he want?
I don't know. But he sounded deep, dark, and mysterious and quite agitated about something.
Phillips. Have we ever done any business with him?
Not unless you've been keeping it a secret from me. I looked through all the accounts.
Why did you tell him you could reach me here? You know I'm supposed to be on vacation.
So you told me. And so I told him, dear heart. But the gentleman didn't seem to respect your temperamental moods the way I do. He was very insistent that he speak to you before it's too late, as he put it.
Well, tell him you tried to get in touch with me and I've changed my plans and you can't reach me.
He won't talk to me. I told him that I was your confidential secretary, but I guess I didn't sound confidential enough. So I told him that he could reach you there this evening.
Well, call him back. If it's as important as he says it is, he'll talk to you. Otherwise, he'll just have to wait until I get home.
My, aren't we adamant this evening? All right, shall do. And Frank.
Yeah?
I don't quite know how to say this,
Say what?
Well, what I want to say is that there's nothing you can do that you ever have to feel guilty about.
Oh. Sure. Thanks, Paula. I'll call you tomorrow. Right. Just put it there, please. You can keep the change.
Thanks very much.
Say, how long has this been going on?
Oh, it's been a madhouse all week, but they check out tomorrow.
Oh?
I thought you were with them.
No, I'm just here on a vacation.
Why does everybody come to San Francisco and tear loose? Excuse me. Say, I'm awfully sorry to bother you, but would you mind if I use your telephone?
No, go right ahead.
I'm just across the hall here. One of the boys is using my phone, and he's been on it for a half hour. I just want to call downstairs.
Yeah.
Thank you. Room service, please. Hey, things really picked up the last few days, didn't they? You read up much business?
Well, I'm not here on business.
Oh, room service? It's Mr. Haskell in 617. Yes, that's right. Would you send up 3 more bottles of bourbon and 2 scotch? Yes, that's right. Oh, and some more ice, too. Yeah. All right, thank you. You here all alone?
Yes, I just got in town.
Well, why don't you join us for a drink?
Well, I don't want to barge in on your party.
Oh, nonsense. It's not a party. Just a few of the boys entertaining some buyers. You know, the usual thing. A few drinks and some laughs. It's no party. Come on.
Well,
Come on.
Right.
I know what it's like to be all alone in a strange city. I'm Sam Haskell.
I'm Frank Bigelow.
You think some of these guys never been away from home before?
Yeah.
Hey, quiet down a minute. Hey, will you quiet down a second? I want you to meet Frank Bigelow.
Hello.
This is Jane Carlisle. Bill Welch.
How are you, Mr. Welch? Glad to know you, Bigelow.
Jane's the prettiest buyer in San Francisco.
Oh, hey, I resent that.
You don't think I believe him, Elaine? Well, he spreads that from coast to coast.
Oh, gee.
But it's good for my morale anyway.
I'm George Cantwell. Glad to know you, Mr.
Bigelow.
Bigelow, yes. Right on much business? He's not here on business. Oh? Well?
Well, why don't you get the man a drink before he dies of thirst?
How about a little bourbon?
Well, that's fine.
Bourbon it is. Of course, Mr. Wallace. Yes, Mr. Wallace. But, Mr. Wallace, I'll need at least a week in Cleveland to visit all my accounts. I can't figure on being in Philadelphia until the 17th. Eddie, will you get off the phone? I want you to meet Frank Bigelow.
How are you,
That's his boss. He's been trying for an hour to get his expense account boosted. Yeah, the way this guy holds on to $1, you'd think they weren't printing them anymore. Yes, Mr. Wallace. I'm leaving here the first thing in the morning. Yes, sir.
Oh, keep your hips loose, Harry, like this.
Oh, yeah. How's he doing?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with Harry's drummer. The 2 years ago at the Murrays wouldn't see.
Hey, now, wait a minute. I was doing all right. This is Sue and Harry Brandis.
Hello,
good to meet you.
How are you?
Where'd you find her, Sam? On a dance marathon? Oh, bourbon.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Say, I'll bet you could do the rumba.
Well, a little, but I'm kind of rusty.
Anything would be an improvement after Harry.
Oh, how do you like that?
Well, here goes.
Hey, you're good.
Oh, my wife, she's a good dancer, isn't she, Bigelow?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, fellas, I thought you were going to show us a good time tonight. Is this doing the town?
That's right. We practically bankrupt our stores to buy everything you've got. Then you keep us in this hotel room.
I agree. This is my last night to howl before I go back to being a dutiful housewife.
Well, it looks like we're stuck, boys. This is where we blow all our commissions in one night. And you're coming with us, Bigelow.
Oh, no, thanks. You run along. I've got to get unpacked and have dinner.
Oh, no, you're not going to get away from me. Now that I found a man who can dance, I'm going to hang on to him.
Stay with the fish. Go on, go on, go on. Get it, fish.
Have a little bit of my drink, Frank.
No, thank you. Excuse me a moment.
Where are you going, Frank?
Excuse me. I think you've had enough. What'll it be? Bourbon and water, no ice. Nice, quiet place you got here.
Wait till they hit the pitch in about an hour. That's when they really go out of their minds.
Who's the blonde?
Oh, she's one of the chicks that hangs around here. She's jive crazy.
Come again?
Oh, you ain't hip, pal. Jive crazy means that she goes for this stuff. Just between you and me, I don't get it either, but I gotta listen to it. They're all connoisseurs, music lovers. Me, I like Guy Lombardo.
What's the matter with him?
Oh, he's flipped. The music's driving him crazy. Come down, Jack.
Oh, don't buy me, man. I'm being light.
Is the blonde alone?
Oh, sure, society. She always comes in alone. Drives a big convertible, wears a mink coat, but knows everybody. But she always comes in alone.
Thank you.
I wanted to kiss you. I tried to.
Give me another blast, Leo.
When you.
What's your story, Jeannie?
Easy.
Hello.
Easy. Dig the fisherman. Oh, that's really silk, isn't it?
Can I buy you a drink?
Sure thing. Give me a blast, Leo.
Leo, I left my blast at the other end of the bar.
My name is Jeannie. What's yours?
Frank?
I've never seen you here before, Frank.
Well, I've never been here. This is mine. Mine was bourbon.
Well, sure it is. You saw me pour it.
Give me a fresh drink.
Anything you say.
Oh, listen to that piano. Feel those vibrations. You don't get your kicks out of this, do you?
I can live without it.
Why do you stay here?
I don't know.
I bet I know. You're lonely in a big city. Oh, you don't have to go into a routine with me. I like good company, too.
Say, there are some people there I want to avoid. Couldn't we get out of here?
Let me think about it.
Oh, come on. How about going somewhere else? Huh?
Why don't you meet me later?
Okay. Where?
I tried to forget you, but you whispered, darling, I love.
Call me at that number later. It's my next stop. They've got a band there that'll really send you.
See you, Jeannie.
Easy.
Never mind, operator.
to rip up that paperwork too.
Captain?
The paperwork that said you just been murdered, Jack.
Can't say I blame you, Captain, which is why you're in quarantine.
I know, but seriously, Jack. Quarantine?
Now, Captain, you said you were blasted in the face with some type of gas. You get a message that says you were just murdered. We can't take any chances, sir. We need to take precautions, just in case. And not to infect the crew. It might be contagious.
This is ridiculous. Open this door right now, Jack.
Oh, boy.
Open this door right now.
Can't do that, sir. Orders.
Whose orders?
Yours, sir. In order to avoid infection of the crew, anyone who is contaminated by anything should immediately be quarantined in order to not risk further contagion.
You're worse than Donald Trump.
I don't know who that is, sir, but we all have to do our part. We're all in this together.
You know, you're one step closer to becoming me mother.
Your mother, sir?
Like when she put that refrigerator down in the basement.
Captain, we don't have a basement.
Do you remember that lasagna from me Aunt Judy? Of course you don't. It's been down there since 2009.
Where is this lasagna?
In the downstairs refrigerator, Jack.
Captain, we don't have a refrigerator. Or a downstairs.
Over it already.
Speaking of which, since you're already quarantined and we don't know the extent of the contagion, do you have any requests for a last meal, sir?
Last meal? Well, you certainly had that bolt loaded in the chamber.
Just prepping for the worst, sir. We need to write out the gas and see if you truly have been murdered.
That's your logic.
Well, if it does tie in with the movie D.O.A, as the island loves to do, we need to find out who would want to have you killed. In the meantime, we can at least prep your last meal if things go south.
Well, I do love bacon.
Exactly.
But, let's not spread any concerns to anyone just yet, Jack. We don't even know if this is an infection to worry about.
Right.
Right.
Just that you've been murdered.
Hey, evening, Captain. Down, Captain. Captain Drake, what can we do for you this evening?
Evening, Papa. I was wondering if you had any, peanut butter cups left.
Really, Drake? You want peanut butter cups as your last meal?
I mean, plus, some sausage and, bacon.
That's disgusting.
It is.
What the captain meant to say is he missed dinner in the galley tonight and, was wondering if you would whip up some of your pirate pierogies.
With bacon.
The crew raved about Talia and your work tonight.
With bacon.
Well, Captain's in luck. Because we're out of pierogies, right? But we're making a late night snack to watch the movie tonight.
It could be a feast for me.
It's a feast for us, isn't it? Right? I think we should just let Captain in on the Mariner meatballs that we're making.
Maybe the captain should have the most because they were working hard.
I think you're right. They are working hard. Let's make them some Mariner meatballs.
With bacon?
Well, Captain, we don't really use bacon in our meatballs. But, Tal, what do we use? We use grass-fed beef, right? Grass-fed beef. We use, or humanely raised veal.
That feels like guts.
Does it? Well, the captain should like that. And, of course, we have our pastured eggs. That goes in. What is this right here? That's our secret ingredient for Mariner meatballs. Ricotta cheese? Don't eat it. What's that cheese over there?
Pecorino Romano.
Pecorino Romano.
Pecorino Romano.
Pecorino. And you know what, Cap? We picked that just for you, okay? Because it comes from sheep.
I'm making this flat for everyone.
Yeah, that's good. And we know you like to eat sheep and lamb. Then we have here, what do we have here, Taos?
Garlic.
fresh chopped garlic for you, Captain. We don't use that powdered stuff. What is this, pals?
Parsley.
Parsley fresh chopped. We don't use that powdered stuff. But
Papa, how does this look?
that looks perfect. And then our final seasoning is what, gals? Little pink salt.
Little pepper.
Little pepper and a little
Oregano.
There it is. So, Cap, hold on to your pants because we got some meatballs coming your way.
It sounds delicious, Papa. Well, you and Talia would be really doing me a solid if you could prep something for tonight. We need to take a break, but when we come back, perhaps you can introduce me and our mateys out there to some of your mariners' meatballs.
The crew did rave about Talia and your work tonight.
Maybe with bacon. I'll check back in.
I don't understand. Why not start your investigation now, Captain, and interrogate the chef?
Because I don't know who murdered me, Jack. I need to put together a list of suspects.
With a last meal?
Right. No, I mean, who better to poison the captain than the master chef?
I thought you said it was gas in your face on the island, sir.
Right. That's exactly what they'd want me to think.
Right. Well, for those of you at home, let's get a word in from our sponsors. But if you're looking for a meal that will probably disappear quicker than being in the Bermuda Triangle, come back here in 2 minutes.
And I need to consider the clues. With bacon.
We'll be right back.
Ahoy once again, ye scallywags. It is I, Hank, from the Swashbuckler's Haunt. It's time to reveal the answer to last month's trivia question, sponsored by Midas in Washington. Here was that question. As a fellow pirate and a member of Drake's crew, that seemed pretty straightforward to me. Aye, but just in case, here was the answer to that less than perplexing question. Our winner was notified by email, of course, where they won a free oil change at Midas in Washington. Jealous? Can't say I blamed ya. If that's the case, make sure to tune in later this evening where you can save yourself a ton of treasure and get a free oil change yourself if you can act quicker than the Kraken and get this month's question correct. And keep watching Dead and Buried Treasures and her sister shows, our pre-show Walk the Plank and after show The Pirate's Booty. Stay the course, me fiends, and abide by the code.
Get your Dead and Buried Treasures merchandise at redbubble.com with the search words Dead and Buried Treasures. T-shirts, travel mugs, hoodies, blankets, phone cases, and much, much more. You too can even take a shower with Captain Calico Drake with a shower curtain.
This is ridiculous. How is this even possible?
That's redbubble.com and use the search words Dead and Buried Treasures. So what are you waiting for? You too can be as cool as a pirate.
Yes, of course.
That's redbubble.com and search for Dead and Buried Treasures. Redbubble.com.
That I thought I would dabble in the art world myself.
That's redbubble.com and search for Dead and Buried Treasures.
They'll no doubt want to pay top dollar for me service.
It's time for another fiendish edition of Ask the Cap.
My question deals more with the overall theme of this show. I was wondering how you get the ideas for your stories, or if you have anything coming up on the show on how Captain Drake and his crew got cursed in the first place.
Oh,
that's a good one because
Darlene, you read my mind.
That too.
Yeah, we've left that as an interesting backstory that we haven't touched on yet, and we are planning on touching on it in the spring as we start our second season. So yeah, that's definitely going to happen. We're going to show you a little bit. We've touched on the backstory about how we're cursed pirates hosting movies on this enchanted island of movies, but there is a mythological approach to it when we rate these episodes.
Have a question for Captain Drake? You too can ask the Cap. Call our pre-show, Walk the Plank, a half hour before Dead and Buried Treasures, wherever it's seen, courtesy of local affiliates or on our YouTube channel.
Arr, it's the Pirates' Booty, our after show, seen immediately after Dead and Buried Treasures ends. Captain Calico Drake and series creator Eric Sprouse take your calls for up to an hour, answering questions about the series or whatever's on your mind about the swashbuckler's haunt, the club, convention appearances, and much more. That's our after show, the Pirates' Booty. Arr, we asked, and you responded.
Hey, this is Saul Cummel from Pittsburgh. I just want to tell you guys, I really love Dead and Buried Treasure Show. I love all the old monster movies. It really takes me back to when I was a kid, and now I'm able to tell my friends, you guys got to check this show out, and it'll bring back so many memories for you. Let me tell you, too, Calico Drake is hilarious. Although I tell you what, Jack really makes the show. He just busts Calico Drake every chance he gets, and I love it. Keep up the good work, guys. I will be shanghaied into your crew as long as the show is on. Thanks very much.
Hi, I wanted to call in and just tell you that I just absolutely love watching Dead and Buried Treasures. I watch it with my kids, and my kids just think the bird is awesome. And I myself love watching the ghost and horror movies. It brings back a lot of memories. I used to watch those with my parents, and I just think the show is awesome, and we need more shows like that. Hi, I just thought I'd call and tell you I am enjoying your monster movies. They're great. And also, I love Drake. Hope to see more of you. Bye.
There are no further messages.
Operators are standing by. Call now. Welcome back, everyone. Any suspects, Captain?
Pending, Jack. Still doing some investigating. I mean, who would want to murder me? Everybody loves me. I mean, I represent truth and justice and the American way. Well, that's enough of that crap tonight.
Kryptonite, get it? Superman, kryptonite, kryptonite.
Kryptonite and kryptonite. Justice in the American way.
Kryptonite, get it? Superman, kryptonite, kryptonite.
All right. All right, that's enough. This isn't a night at the Hollywood Improv.
Unfortunately, sir, I think it was a booby trap that went off from the movie we're hosting. D.O.A. Maybe Reggie?
Who?
Reginald Gaylord Drake? Your great-grandson?
Aye. You mean Reginald Wigglesworth. Aye, with the inheritance and all.
What inheritance is that?
You know, know, Jack. Maybe...
Right. Maybe it was a booby trap that went with the movie we're hosting. D.O.A.
No, that can't be it.
Boy. Well, speaking of which, it might be even more prudent to check in with Chef Papa to see how your prep work is going on your last meal.
Aye. Hello, Papa.
So we're getting ready here, but Cap, you don't look so good.
Thanks, Papa. Always the flatterer. How goes me last meal?
Last meal?
Oh, I mean, the Mariners' meatballs. Yes, the movie's already in progress.
Let's start making these meatballs. Let's get the meat. Now, Tals, when we make our meatballs, what is one of the rules we use? Wet, dry, wet. Remember that?
Olive oil.
Well, no, not olive oil yet. When we start rolling them, we'll have the olive oil. Yeah. Okay, let's mix the veal and the grass-fed beef together. Nothing but the best for camping. Let's add in the egg, Tals. Okay, ready? Yep. We're going to dig in after all the ingredients are in. Okay, so now we need the dry. So let's have the pecorino romano.
How much do you need?
The whole thing, baby doll.
I know how to do that.
Yes, you do. That's it.
I have none left to it.
Perfect.
It's no
Mix it around. There you go. Next, your garlic.
Garlic.
Oh, yeah, that's your favorite. I know mine too. How about the parsley? Perfect. What a good team we make. How about the salt, pepper, and oregano?
Smells nice.
Spread it around there. That's it. And Talia's favorite ingredient, Cap, just for you. What is it, Tal? Ricotta cheese. I want you to scoop every bit of that in here.
Every bit of it?
Every bit.
Okay, I'll scoop every bit.
Usually, Tals likes the last spoonful for herself. But we have extra. Don't we? Okay, get a little bit more. Get it all in there. Atta girl. Yep. Perfect.
Well, that all sounds good, Papa. Say, you don't work with any types of, gases, do you?
Gases? No, but maybe they might get a little gas. Do you think, Tal?
Yeah.
They could get a little gas. No, Cap, this is safe.
Well, thank you, Papa. It sounds delicious so far. We'll check back in with you in a bit. Keep me apprised.
What do you think, Captain?
I don't think it was him, Jack. He and Talia are the best chefs we ever had. Besides, if he really wanted to murder me or wanted me dead, he could have poisoned me any time he wanted to, and no one would have been the wiser.
Well then, who does that leave?
Well, I can think of a few suspects, Jack, but I need to do a little more investigating.
Which is why it might just be a booby trap that simply happened when you disturbed the chest in the first place.
No, that can't be it.
Right, that can't be it, right.
I tell you what, Jock, you get an idea stuck in your head that really sticks. It's like that marble you got stuck up your nose 3 months ago. And then again yesterday. I mean, that's why we switched pediatricians. It really got embarrassing.
Well, yes, that and you were taking me to a pediatrician.
I know. And just when I was getting to the point where I was calling you Jock. Not Jock or Jack or Jack. Just Jack.
Well, perhaps getting back to the movie might give you some clues. After all, it was enchanted by the movie.
I might, Jack. Besides, if this investigation follows D.O.A., maybe I'd better pay close attention to what's happening.
Well, that is why you're quarantined, Captain.
Aye. And as for you, mateys, while I wait for what might be my last meal, you get back to the Edmund? That's what I said. Edmund O'Brien movie. D.O.A. And I'll keep searching for those clues. What the hell am I laughing about? Got less than a day to live.
Room service, please. Come in. Be right with you, waiter.
Yes, sir. Rest well, sir?
Yeah, sure.
May I?
Go ahead. It's on there for you.
Thank you, sir. Would you like anything else?
Oh, thank you, that's all. Waiter,
Yes, sir.
take this away.
Is there anything wrong, sir?
No, just take it away. I don't even want to look at it.
Are you all right, sir?
Yeah, sure. All right, I just had too big a night, I guess, that's all. I need some fresh air.
Of course. Thank you, sir.
Lungs in good condition. Blood pressure normal. Heart fine. Well, it's a good thing everybody isn't like you, Mr. Bigelow. Put us doctors out of business.
I'm glad to hear it, Doctor. I was a little worried.
Don't let a little bellyache worry you. Could be just a change of climate.
Well, it isn't exactly an ache, Doctor. It's kind of hard to describe the feeling. Maybe it was the drinks I had last night. I might have mixed them too much, huh?
Let's have another look at that throat. You may finish dressing now, Mr. Bigelow. I want to get the results of those tests we took.
Thank you, Doctor.
Mr. Bigelow, this is Dr. Schaefer.
Hello, Doctor. How are you?
Sit down, Mr. Bigelow.
According to the information you gave Miss Wilson, you're not married, Mr. Bigelow.
That's right.
Do you have any relatives, family, anyone in San Francisco?
No, no one. I don't know a soul in San Francisco.
Where is your home?
What is this, Doctor? Why all the questions?
You're a very sick man, Mr. Bigelow.
Sick? But you told me I was in good shape.
Yes, I know. But my preliminary examination didn't reveal your true condition.
You sound as if it's pretty serious, Doctor.
It's extremely serious.
I want you to understand that we wouldn't tell you something like this unless we were absolutely certain.
Well, of course, of course.
You must steel yourself for a shock, Mr. Bigelow.
Well, go on, Doctor. What is it you're trying to tell me?
Our tests reveal the presence in your body of a luminous toxic matter.
What is that exactly?
A poison that attacks the vital organs.
Poison?
We have no alternative but to tell you this.
Your system has already absorbed sufficient toxin to prove fatal.
I wish there was something that we could do.
What do you mean, wish? You mean there's nothing?
There is nothing anyone can do.
This is one of the few poisons of its type for which there is no antidote.
Well, this is fantastic. This is the most ridiculous thing.
You don't have very long.
What do you mean?
A day, possibly a week, 2 weeks at the outside. It's hard to say exactly.
Well, this is impossible. I don't believe it. You've made a mistake. That's it. It could be a mistake, couldn't it? You have made a mistake, haven't you? Answer me.
Dr. Schaefer is an authority on toxicology.
Been no mistake, Mr. Bigelow.
Do you realize what you're saying? Well, you're telling me that I'm dead. Do you think you can explain my life away in just a few words? Why, I don't even know who you are. Why should I believe you?
You must calm yourself, Mr. Bigelow. We want to offer you every assistance that we...
Assistance? Who wants your assistance? Who wants anything from you? You're nothing but a couple of phonies. Why, I think you're crazy. That's it. You're crazy. The both of you. You're crazy. Where's the doctor?
You just come in.
Come on, tell me.
You have to go through the thing before you come
Get out
here.
of
Doctor,
What's the trouble here? What's the matter with you? Doctor, I want you to examine me for luminous poison.
Come right in here. Yeah, you've got it all right. Your system has already absorbed it.
Are you sure, Doctor? Are you absolutely certain? Couldn't there be some mistake?
There it is. The toxin is actually luminous in the dark. Now there's no doubt about it, Bigelow.
I don't feel sick. My stomach is just a little bit upset. Maybe it's not as bad as you think, Doctor.
That's characteristic. With a heavy jolt, you go suddenly in a matter of hours. But if the stuff is taken in a lesser degree, you last a while, and then...
Give it to me straight, Doctor.
Well, a number of things are involved. The systemic condition of the individual, the amount consumed, exertion.
Yes?
You won't feel too badly for a while. Then it will happen suddenly. A day, 2 days, a week at the most.
A day. 2 days.
There's nothing that can be done now. If it had been caught in time, your stomach could have been washed out. But you've had it in you for some time now. For at least 12 hours, haven't you, Bigelow?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Don't you know how you got it?
No.
This is no accident. Somebody knew how to handle that stuff. That wax is tasteless and odorless. And the amount of alcohol in your body, you must have got it in liquor.
I was drinking last night.
I'll arrange for your admission to the hospital immediately. Of course, I'll have to notify the police. This is a case for homicide.
Homicide?
I don't think you fully understand, Bigelow. You've been murdered. Get me police headquarters, please. Homicide Bureau. been murdered. You've been murdered. You've been murdered. You've been murdered. You've been murdered.
Open up. Open this door, I tell you. Open it up or I'll break it down. Where are those men? Where are those men who were here last night?
I don't know. There are no men here. Please go away.
Don't lie to me. Where are they?
Mister, this lady just checked in. Those men aren't here no longer. They checked out of the hotel early this morning.
Checked out?
Please go away.
I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Hello?
Please, Mr. Bigelow, my eardrums.
Oh, hello, Paula.
Your enthusiasm overwhelms me. Why haven't you phoned me, or is there a quota on telephone calls up there?
I'm sorry. I've been busy.
I'll bet you have. Visiting the museums, no doubt. What's happening up there that's exciting or different?
Nothing, not a thing.
I'll bet you miss me, but you're too stubborn to admit it.
Sure.
You know, if you'd like me to come up, I can pack a toothbrush and leave right away.
No.
Well, you don't have to snap my head off. You could at least make a pretense of missing me.
I'm sorry, Paula. Of course I miss you. Listen, Paula, Paula, it's just that I don't feel like talking now. I'll call you later.
Don't strain yourself. You phone me sometime when you feel more like talking. Oh, by the way, I called that Mr. Phillips back.
Phillips?
Yes, you know, the man that tried to reach you. Well, I'm afraid you'll never know why it was so important that he speak to you. His office said he died yesterday. Frank, are you there? Did you hear me?
Died? When?
Yesterday. So you won't have to bother your little head about him anymore. You can just go ahead and have fun.
Paula, what did he die from? Do you know?
I suppose he died from whatever people usually die from.
Well, didn't they tell you? Don't you know?
What are you getting so excited about? You said you didn't even know the man.
Listen, where's his office located?
What difference does it make? You can't talk to him now. I told you the man's dead.
Paula, will you stop talking so much and tell me where his office is?
All right. It's the Phillips Importing and Exporting Company, Bradbury Building, Los Angeles.
Bradbury Building, Los Angeles.
That's right. Say, this is really a switch.
Listen, if you want to reach me, I'll be in Los Angeles.
Are you out of your mind?
I'm sorry, Paula. I've got to hurry.
Wait a minute. Where in Los Angeles?
The Allison Hotel. Goodbye, Paula. Someone in charge here.
What is it in regard
Well, it's a personal matter. It's quite urgent.
Perhaps Mr. Halliday can help you.
Who's he?
He's our controller. Your name, please?
Bigelow.
Mr. Bigelow to see you.
Send him in.
Go right in, please. That door.
Mr. Bigelow?
How are you, Mr. Halliday?
What can I do for you?
Well, Mr. Phillips phoned my office several times yesterday. I'd like to find out what it's all about.
You know Mr. Phillips died yesterday?
Yes, I know.
Well, I don't understand. If he phoned you, didn't he tell you what it was about?
Well, he didn't speak to me. I wasn't in my office at the time, and he wouldn't tell my secretary.
Well, I'm afraid I can't be of much help, Mr. Bigelow. I have no idea why Mr. Phillips tried to reach you. I'm sorry you had to make the trip for nothing.
How do you know I made a trip? I didn't say anything about making a trip. I merely said he phoned my office. My office could be here in Los Angeles.
Miss Foster,
Yes?
didn't you mention something yesterday about Mr. Phillips speaking with Mr. Bigelow in San Francisco?
I said that he had phoned Mr. Bigelow's office in Banning, but that Mr. Bigelow was staying at the St. Francis Hotel in San Francisco. I'm sorry you misunderstood me.
Do you know why Mr. Phillips called?
No, I don't.
All right, thank you, Miss Foster. You can understand that we've been somewhat upset around here. Now, if you don't mind,
Did Mr. Phillips have a wife, family, anyone that could help me?
you can't intrude on people at a time like this just to satisfy some curiosity.
It isn't just curiosity.
Then I suggest you wait a week or so.
I can't wait.
Well, I'm sorry you'll have to.
Well, there's always a phone book.
You're a pretty aggressive fellow, Bigelow. Are you quite sure that this is as important as you make it appear to be?
It's important.
Mrs. Phillips lives at the Sunset Arms Apartments.
Thank you.
I needn't tell you she's under a strain. I suppose you're capable of using a little more tact with her than you demonstrated with me.
I think I can handle it. By the way, what was the cause of Mr. Phillips' death?
Suicide. He leaped from the balcony of his apartment.
Come in, Mr. Bigelow. I'm Stanley Phillips, Eugene's brother. Halliday phoned that you were coming. This is my sister-in-law, Mrs. Phillips. I'll try to make this as brief as possible, Mrs. Phillips.
I'm afraid I can't be of any help to you, Mr. Bigelow. I haven't the slightest idea why my husband wanted to speak to you.
Well, I guess Halliday covered just about everything. Did your husband ever mention anything about me, Mrs. Phillips? Anything at all?
No, I can't recall Eugene ever having mentioned your name.
I hate to ask you this, Mrs. Phillips, but it's of vital importance to me. Do you know why your husband committed suicide? You're certainly not the most diplomatic person in the world, are you, Bigelow? Were you a friend of my brother's? I never met him. My brother was in a jam, a pretty bad jam. He was arrested 2 days ago. He sold some iridium to a dealer by the name of Majak. It's a very rare metal, very costly. Anyway, the iridium turned out to be stolen. He was released on bail yesterday, but he faced a pretty stiff prison term. And have committed suicide for less. Yes, I know. That's how the police feel about it. What puzzles me, though, is this crooked deal. Knowing Eugene, you wouldn't say he's the type of man to be mixed up in anything like that, now would you? I told you I never met him. That's right, so you did. Now, what's this all got to do with you, Bigelow? I don't know. Let's come clean with each other, Bigelow. Surely you must have some idea why my brother was so desperate to contact you? I have no idea. That's odd. Then how could it be of such vital importance to you? Well, you seem to know the answer to everything else. Maybe you know the answer to that one, too.
There's a message here for you to call operator 82 at Banning.
Oh, thank you.
Show Mr. Bigelow to room 821.
Say, would you have the operator put this call through to my room right away? I'll take it up there. Thank you.
Hello, operator.
Here, I'll call you if I need anything.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Paula?
Well, Sinbad, I'd just about given you up for lost. Now, do you mind telling me just why you rushed down to Los Angeles?
I can't explain it to you just now, Paula. I just can't explain it.
What's going on, Frank? You don't even sound like yourself.
Well, I'm just a little tired, Paula, that's all. But I miss you.
Oh, Frank. I can't tell you how good it is to hear you say that. And here I was worrying that I'd lost my charm. When are you coming home, Frank?
Soon, Paul. I'll be home soon.
I'll go right out and get myself a permanent so I'll be pretty when you see me. Hey, guess what? I found that Phillips name in your notarial ledger.
Notarial ledger?
Yes, of all places. I remember now I made the entry myself. You had notarized a paper one morning before I came to work.
What kind of paper was it?
A bill of sale for a George Reynolds made out to Eugene Phillips of Los Angeles. So you see, I was right. We hadn't done any business with Phillips, only indirectly.
What was the bill of sale for?
A shipment of iridium, whatever that is.
Iridium?
You mentioned at the time that this fellow Reynolds had made some kind of a deal in Palm Springs, and he stopped in your office early in the morning on his way north to have it notarized.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, George Reynolds. That was about 6 months ago, wasn't it?
That's right, 6 months ago.
Thanks, Paul. Oh, goodbye.
Goodbye. Hello, operator. Get that number back for me.
I've got to talk to you, Mrs. Phillips.
Please, go away. I want to be left alone.
But I found out why your husband wanted to see me. It was in connection with a bill of sale.
Come in.
Thank you. What do you know about a man named George Reynolds?
George Reynolds?
Yes.
Why, that's the man my husband claimed sold him the iridium.
And what did Reynolds claim?
Reynolds disappeared.
Yes?
About 2 months ago, my husband grew suspicious that something was wrong. Since then, he tried in every way to locate Reynolds, but could find no trace of him.
But I don't get it. Your husband could have proved he made a legitimate deal by showing the bill of sale he got from Reynolds.
And there was a bill of sale?
Yes, of course there was.
My husband swore there was, but at the time of his arrest, he couldn't find it. It was mysteriously missing.
Well, then, if your husband could have shown proof, it would have been George Reynolds who would have faced the prison term.
Eugene was convinced that Reynolds had stolen the bill of sale. He was the only one who had reason to eliminate evidence of the transaction.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips. Thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
Oh, if you'd only come sooner, Mr. Bigelow. My husband might be alive today.
I know. The only thing that puzzles me, Mrs. Phillips, is that you haven't asked how I knew there was a bill of sale.
Welcome back, mateys. This has turned into a horror movie for real. Someone has poisoned me, and according to Jack, I only have 24 hours to live.
Who said that?
You did.
Well, if the poison was enchanted like the rest of the island, and it's angled toward the movie chest it came out of, you probably have until the end of the movie itself, not 24 hours.
Oh, I see. Wait, what?
Of course, it's only a theory, Captain.
Well, Frank Bigelow in this movie tonight certainly had more time. I mean, quarantine is bad enough. Especially when I'm in it with you. Being quarantined makes me bonkers. I feel like the rest of the world tonight. I feel like Christopher Walken does with the rest of his family.
Now, Captain, it's only a theory.
Great. Well, if I have to have a last meal, I am getting kind of hungry, so I guess I better check in and see what me head chef has planned. Well, Papa, how are those Mariners meatballs coming along?
Oh, Cap, these Mariner meatballs are looking amazing. You are in for a treat tonight. Perfect.
You should use both hands. That makes it more.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to hold the bowl with one because you got two hands in there. All right, there you go. I think it's mixed.
It is.
Are we ready to roll?
Yep.
All right, let's get our hands washed and get our olive oil.
Well, Papa, Talia, it certainly looks good. I just hope I get a chance to taste it.
And you know, Captain, the nice thing about that is anyone can make it, right in their very own kitchen.
Oh, yes, that is quaint. Are you even hearing yourself, Jack? I'm on a timetable here.
Well, everyone else is quarantined too out there. I just thought that they might want something to do. Oh, the irony.
Oh, yes, by all means. Their needs are very important. I hope everyone is being entertained by the fact that I have less than 24 hours to live. You know, Jack, I blame you for all of this.
Me?
Yeah. If you were doing your job, as any good first mate would, you'd have taken that poison for me.
Captain, I'm fairly sure that only has to do with the taste testing of your dinner.
Uh-huh.
I see. Well, you know, Captain, if it makes you feel any better, I'll taste test what Papa and Talia make. You know, the Mariners meatballs.
Good.
Fine.
No, wait. Those are mine. Those meatballs are mine. That's my last dinner, not yours.
Are you sure, Captain? I mean, as good as it looks, it really is no trouble at all.
What difference does it make now, Jack? If it is poisoned, it's kind of like having sex once you're pregnant. I can't get any more pregnant.
Yes, that makes sense. Have you figured out anything more on the crime?
No, but I think I might have me eye on Gertie.
Professor Gertie?
Aye. She has the perfect alibi, Jack. I've been cooking with Papa and Talia all night. A little too perfect, if you know what I mean. After all, that booby trap was mechanized, right?
Yes, spring-loaded.
Precisely my point. Before Professor Gertie was our ship's doctor. She was also the engineer.
How convenient.
Right. She could have known what mechanism goes where.
But what would she have to gain, Captain?
I don't know what her game is, but if she's cooking in the galley with Papa and Talia, I'm about 90% sure she's 100% behind this, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I don't, but I'm sure I'll be okay. I guess we'll check back on all of this when we come back after this break.
Hello, fellow pirates. It is I, Hank, from the Swashbuckler's Haunt, with this month's movie trivia question, sponsored by Midas, where you can win a free oil change if you provide me with the first correct answer to tonight's question via email. Speaking of which, here it is now. It'd be a stormy sky ahead, but if you know the answer, make sure to drop us an email at Dead and Buried Treasures. If you're the first matey with the correct answer, you will win a free oil change for your horseless carriage, courtesy of Midas in Washington, where you can trust the Midas touch. Aye, and keep watching Dead and Buried Treasures all night long. One winner per show, me hearties. Stay the course, me fiends, and abide by the code.
Yo-ho! Yo-ho!
Don't miss the absolute worst in monster movie mayhem on Dead and Buried Treasures. Weekends at 11. That's Friday and Saturday nights beginning at 11 and going until roughly 2:30 a.m. Right here on your local Fright Network affiliate, our flagship station, BPTV.
It's like dinner and a show, Jack. A night at the opera.
And don't miss our Fright Network pre-show at 10:30, where Fiore from the movie review show Outtakes with Fiore and series creator Eric Sprouse take you for a behind-the-scenes tour with insight into making each episode. Plus, your chance to win even more horrific prizes each week.
Pretty good stuff, don't you think? What do you think?
So wake the kids and phone the neighbors this weekend and every Friday and Saturday night at 11 with our pre-show live at 10:30 on this Fright Network affiliate and our Facebook and YouTube pages.
There are just so many people to thank on such a long list.
If you dare.
Care to play, Jack?
Check out Phoenix Comics and Toys and get your one-of-a-kind custom horror host figurines made exclusively by Rob Fleck. That's right, boys. Oh, you can find hosts like the Keymaster, Mummy and the Monkey. I just love that name. Mr. Lobo, or even Carlos Borloff's Monster Madhouse. That's right, kiddies. You can order them on Facebook or on eBay. Anytime, kiddies. Tell him your bony little friend, the Crypt Keeper, sent you. It won't get you a discount, but it might get you killed.
It's the Pirate's Booty, our after show, seen immediately after Dead and Buried Treasures ends. Captain Calico Drake and series creator Eric Sprouse take your calls for up to an hour, answering questions about the series or whatever's on your mind about the Swashbuckler's Haunt, the club, convention appearances, and much more. That's our after show, the Pirate's Booty, taking your booty calls till the wee hours of the morning, immediately following Dead and Buried Treasures on most affiliates.
Well, Jack, according to your calculations, I have less than an hour left to live, so I have less than that to find out who my killer is, right?
Ah, right!
Don't speak so quickly, Jack.
Ah, right! Just eager!
Eager for what?
Ah, to help, of course!
Right. Well, anyway, I took some of your advice and started doing some research on this film, or rather, I had Mr. Bones do some research on it. Mr. Bones.
Here as always, Captain.
What have you discovered on tonight's film?
Never fear, Davy Bones is here, and so is D.O.A. 101.
Ah, well, he certainly is inspirational, Captain.
You know, Mr. Bones, I don't know what you're thinking, but I bet if I got close enough to your noggin, I'd hear a monkey banging on a set of cymbals.
Well, that would break a lot of social distancing rules, sir. Plus, I don't know what any of that means, but yes.
Get on with it, man!
Well, me hearties, this is D.O.A. 101, and the professor is in. According to some sources, the idea for this film's unusual storyline was taken from the German film Looking for His Murderer in 1931. Those Germans are crafty, all right, except in its title. The scene in which Bigelow runs in panic through the streets after learning he has been poisoned was a stolen shot. Don't tell anyone. The pedestrians have no idea a movie was being made and no warning that Edmund O'Brien would be plowing through them, which captured their surprise even more. The Life magazine displayed at the San Francisco newspaper stand where Frank Bigelow stops is the issue of September 12, 1949, with Yugoslavia's leader Marshal Josip Broz Tito on the cover. I just liked it because it contradicted the entire theme of the film, having a Life magazine next to a man who was dying. This ultra-dark brooding noir from the 1940s features several sunny characters from 1960s and 1970s television with many ties. Pamela Britton, who played the title role of the comic strip character Blondie in 1957, and covered characters stretching from My Favorite Martian to Petticoat Junction, from Green Acres to My Three Sons to The Dick Van Dyke Show and Happy Days. How ironic this film had all of these happy characters in such a horror film. Screen Directors Playhouse broadcast a 60-minute radio adaptation of the movie on June 21, 1951, with Edmund O'Brien reprising his film role. The movie was not without its mistakes. Just before Paula slams the door after her argument with Frank, the boom mic shadow appears above Frank's head. At the 49:20 mark of the film, the camera shadow is on Frank. At the 1 hour 12-minute mark, the camera shadow is on Frank and the store window. Near the end of the first scene in Halliday's office, a large shadow or change in lighting briefly passes across Bigelow. Near the end of the film, when Frank revisits Mrs. Phillips, we see several film lights in front of the building across the street as he parks his car. We see them again when he's in the parking garage as Majek and his henchmen approach the building. This whole block was probably lit up for the chase scene that follows. When Frank escapes from Chester's car, he runs down the street past a truck of, guess what? Unused lighting equipment. I mean, what's going on with the lighting director in this film? During the chase scene in the drugstore, you can see several bystanders watching the filming from across the street. Bigelow goes to the doctor complaining of a stomachache. A toxicologist ran tests showing he was poisoned by luminous toxin. A doctor would not run toxicological tests on an initial patient visit with a stomachache complaint. Would he? When Dr. McDonald is showing the beaker that's supposed to contain the luminous poison that he just removed from Frank's blood, there is more toxin in the beaker than he could have possibly ingested in a small blood sample, and more than Frank could have possibly drank in the 2 small sips he takes of the beer at the bar, and more than could have possibly been dissolved in the glass without Frank seeing it. It was practically a full container bigger than the beer he drank. Talk about your drinking problems. When Dr. McDonald is showing the test tube that's supposed to contain the poisonous liquid that glows in the dark and moves it around, you can actually really see it's a solid substance, and not even a liquid. I'm confused. Did he drink this like water or eat this like pudding? The film was remade at least 5 more times in Hollywood, in 1969, but called Color Me Dead, in 1988 with Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, in 2006 but called Crank, and twice in the last 7 years, in 2013 and 2017, but called Dead on Arrival, both times. Edmund O'Brien, who played Frank Bigelow, actually won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his role in The Barefoot Contessa in 1954, just 5 years after this film was made. O'Brien also learned the craft of performance as a magician, reportedly tutored by his neighbor, Harry Houdini, after growing up in New York City's Brooklyn area. Perhaps he should have passed on some tips from Houdini to the lighting director, considering there were so many problems with lighting in this film. And that is what I can tell you about D.O.A. 101, Captain!
Wonderful. The only thing that could possibly help me here was that Frank Bigelow was friends with Harry Houdini.
Sorry, Captain, but perhaps Chef Papa might be finished with your last meal?
Well, I hope so. This quarantine nonsense is for the birds.
Hey!
No offense, Jack. Well, Papa, what's the prognosis? Do we have meatballs yet?
Well, we do, Captain. But, as you can see, they're not ready to eat yet. They're raw. We're rolling, though, baby. We're rolling.
Professor Gertie, I see that you're helping the chef.
Yes! I want to make some meatballs, Cap.
That was a little small, Gertie.
Don't judge.
Well, it all looks delicious, Chef. Professor Gertie, I didn't know you specialized in the culinary arts.
Oh, yes. I have been a fan for years.
Uh-huh. Well, I'll check back in after the next segment. I'm starving.
Cap, did you say something about this being your last meal?
Yes. I'll explain later.
What was that, Captain?
Well, either way, I don't want to panic the crew, Mr. Bones. I mean, if she is in on it, I don't want her to know I'm in on her little scheme.
I think the gas is taking effect on you.
Well, Professor Gertie is a specialist in the dark arts. She could be behind my poisoning.
Of course, if she missed the first time, this would be a great way to recover. Just right into the soup, and then you eat it. I didn't realize she knew anything about cooking in the first place. How anomalous.
What?
How odd.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Bones, for planting that in my psyche.
Sometimes I like to use words I don't understand so I can sound more, photosynthesis.
A lot like the clues Frank Bigelow is putting together, sir.
Who?
The movie, sir? Sherlock?
Oh, yes. Well, I don't know who poisoned me, Jock, but I guess we best get back to D.O.A. to see if Frank is faring any better. Let's get you back to tonight's feature, D.O.A. Which is kind of what I'm going to be in about 10 minutes.
Captain, you're better than Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, well, Captain, I think they're about ready to go in the oven. Would you take a look at those beautiful meatballs? We got some extra over there. These marinara meatballs, I think, are going to be the best you ever had. We'll get them in the oven for you, Cap. They'll be ready in no time.
Mr. Holliday isn't in. He should be back shortly.
I think you're the one who can help me, Miss Foster. Mr. Phillips tried to reach someone else before he called me yesterday, didn't he?
Why don't you ask Mr. Holliday?
Obviously, Mr. Holliday wasn't here yesterday, or he wouldn't have had to learn from you that Phillips called me. And you're the logical person to know who else Phillips called.
I don't believe that's any of your business, Mr. Bigelow.
Don't think you're revealing anything confidential, Miss Foster. I know that he tried to reach somebody else. Mrs. Phillips told me.
You're bluffing, Mr. Bigelow. I don't know what you're after, but you're trying to trick me. Mrs. Phillips didn't tell you a thing.
How do you know that?
Mrs. Phillips knows nothing about it.
She doesn't. Well, why wouldn't she? Wait a minute. I was talking about George Reynolds. Who did you think I meant? Just who is it that Mrs. Phillips doesn't know
I
about?
told you before, that's none of your business.
All right, young lady, I'm going to give it to you straight. Phillips was murdered.
Murdered? I don't believe you.
He told me because he needed me to clear him. Phillips was innocent. Innocent men don't have to jump out of windows. Murdered? Just who are you trying to protect, Miss Foster? Why are you so afraid to tell the truth?
I'm not protecting anybody. I haven't any more to say.
All right, young listen to me. This thing is going to explode wide open. If you've got nothing to hide, you better start talking. Or maybe you are mixed up.
No!
Well, then, come on.
Mr. Phillips called Marla Rakubian. He went to see her yesterday morning.
Who's Marla Rakubian?
She's a model. She and Mr. Phillips used to be quite friendly, but he hadn't been seeing her for quite some time.
Come on.
For the last couple of months, he'd been trying to locate her and finally learned where she lived yesterday morning. When he returned from seeing her, he was terribly upset and excited. That's when he put in the calls for you. When he couldn't reach you, he went home. The last time I saw him alive.
Give me Marla Rakubian's address.
I don't think Mr. Phillips realized I was aware of his friendship with Marla Rakubian, and out of respect for him, I never intended to tell anybody. I had no idea that she had anything to do with the trouble he was in.
I admire your discretion, Miss Foster. You know, you must be pretty friendly with Stanley, Miss Foster. He knew how desperately his brother tried to reach me yesterday, and he wasn't even here at the time. And now you seem to know all about what happened in Mrs. Phillips' apartment. Miss Rakubian?
Yes? What do you want? Get out of here or I'll call the
Go
police.
ahead, call him. Oh, go ahead, call him. Going on a trip, huh?
Yes, going away for the weekend.
Sailing for Buenos Aires tomorrow, some weekend.
I'll send you a postcard. Now get out of here.
Who are you going with, George Reynolds?
Never heard of him.
I suppose you've never heard of Eugene Phillips either.
Just who are you? What do you want?
Never mind who I am. Where's Reynolds?
I told you I don't know him. Now will you get out of here and leave me alone?
So you never heard of George Reynolds, huh? And don't try to tell me that this isn't him because I've seen him.
If you think you can scare me, you're crazy.
Look, I know that Phillips came here yesterday. And right after he left, he was pushed out of a 6-story window.
Pushed? Phillips committed suicide.
Your playmate Reynolds murdered Phillips. And then he went up to San Francisco to get me. Because I knew about a certain bill of sale.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're in this right up to your pretty little neck.
I'm not mixed up in anything. Get your hands up.
Drop that picture on the couch. Turn around. Don't get any ideas because I'm not afraid to use this. Give me your wallet. Frank Bigelow, Hotel Alex.
All right, now where's Reynolds?
I don't know. I don't know where he is.
Is that what you told Phillips yesterday?
I told him exactly what I'm telling you. I haven't heard from him in months.
Yeah? You're mighty careful of the picture of a man you haven't heard from in months. What does the race stand for?
It was a pet name. Do you mind?
Oh, it sounds very cozy, Miss Rakubian. You and Reynolds call each other pet names while you make a sucker out of Phillips.
Phillips made the deal because he wanted it.
Yeah? I'll bet you weren't above using what it takes to help make him want it. Who's paying for this trip?
I am.
Really? A first-class trip to Buenos Aires on a model salary. Don't make me laugh. Since you and Reynolds aren't seeing each other anymore, you don't mind if I keep this to you.
If I were a man, I'd punch your dirty face in.
You know, I really believe you would. Oh, I almost forgot. Your tickets. Don't be surprised if I'm there to see you off.
Angelo. Angelo!
Oh, Angelo. Do you remember taking this picture of George Reynolds?
I take so many pictures, I can't remember them all.
This gentleman is a friend of his and would like his address. We have no card on him.
I don't think we ought to do that.
He's willing to pay $20 for it.
That's the paper we used last year.
Of course, you understand, we usually don't give out the information about our clients.
I know, you're a couple of high-class fellas.
Thank you. Revealing anything confidential is against the ethics of our establishment.
That's right. Honesty is the best policy.
Of course. But in your case, inasmuch as you're a personal friend of Mr. Reynolds...
Thanks. I knew you'd come through.
Got it.
Here it is. We don't have his address. He must have called for the picture.
But he couldn't have been a very good friend of yours, mister. Because his name is not George Reynolds.
It isn't? Well, what is it?
It's a...
Huh? Oh. Yeah.
It's Raymond Rakubian.
Rakubian? What's so unusual about that? The picture's signed Ray, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your lips called me baby, then I thought that maybe love.
Bigelow, are you all right? Can I get you anything?
No, thanks. Do you know this man?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure you've never seen him?
I'm quite sure.
Does the name Raymond Rakubian mean anything to you?
No, I never heard of him. Why?
He also uses the name George Reynolds.
This is Reynolds?
That's right.
Well, where can we find him?
That's what I want to know. Tell me something, Halliday. You're the controller here. How come you didn't know about that bill of sale?
Phillips made that deal before I came to work here.
Yeah, but you still keep records, don't you?
For some reason, which is none of my business, Phillips preferred to keep that among his personal papers. Now, does that answer your question? You came in here today asking for some information that you needed, and I tried to be as cooperative as I could. But now you're beginning to annoy me. So get out before I throw you out.
You know, you really frighten me.
About time you showed up, Bigelow. Go ahead, Dave. Real cute, ain't you, Bigelow? Just real cute.
Paula didn't lose much time getting a hold of you guys, did she?
Shut up. Let's go, Bigelow. Look at him. He can't take it. Soft in the back.
You do that again and I'll kick your face.
Lay off, Chester. Cut it out. Shut up. Who asked you? Better let him answer. The clerk might know he's in. Go ahead, Bigelow.
Hello?
Frank, why did you hang up on me? I've been trying to get you for hours.
I'm sorry, Paula. I was in a hurry.
Well, don't be in such a hurry this time. You didn't give me a chance to finish what I had to say. I wanted to tell you that McGowan was in hollering his head off because you didn't go over the books.
Tell McGowan to get another auditor.
Sure, I'll just do that little thing and lose the best paying account we've got.
Do as I tell you, Paula.
Frank, are you drunk?
Paula, how much we got in the bank?
About $2,200.
Draw it out tomorrow.
Sure. Then what do? Skip town without paying our bills?
Forget the bills. You know that coat you always wanted? Buy it.
You are drunk. You know, if I didn't have such a good character, I'd be tempted to take advantage of your intoxicated state, Mr. Bigelow.
I'm not drunk, Paula.
Well, then don't tell me that one day away from me can affect you this way.
Cut it short.
Paula,
Yes?
I'm sorry I left you. I never realized how much I love you. But I know it now.
Oh, Frank, darling, I love you too so very much. Please come home. I miss you terribly.
I said cut it short. I'd just love to let you have it, Bigelow. Let's go, Chester. This guy's kept us waiting long enough now. Walk in front of me, Bigelow. And keep your mouth shut. If you so much as look cross-eyed at anybody, I'll blow the back of your skull out. Bigelow's real cute. He wanted to get tough with Chester. He don't know Chester.
Did you get the picture?
Don't I always get what Mr. Majak sends me after?
Majak?
That's right. I'm the dealer who bought the iridium from Phillips.
I get it. You have Rakubian unload stolen stuff on Phillips with the help of Marla here, and then you buy it back from him. Oh, you certainly made a sucker out of Phillips.
What is it, Mr. Bigelow? Exactly what is on your mind?
I'm looking for Raymond Rakubian.
Why?
Well, now, Marla here has told you everything else. I'm sure she must have told you that, too.
You don't expect me to believe this conversation. So, what is on your mind? I mean, underneath. You forced your way into my affairs, and now I want to know why.
I just told you. I'm looking for Raymond Rakubian.
Don't get cute. I'm just itching to work you over. Soft in the belly. Can't take it. See what I tell you? Can't do that to Chester. I'm gonna blow your guts out. Easy. Lay off, Chester, not now. Look at him. He's so scared of Chester, he'd talk now. He's not afraid, Chester. You can tell from a man's eyes when he is afraid. Look at his eyes. Oh!
I'm telling you, Majak, you better keep him away from me or he's really gonna have to use that gun.
Go away, Chester, please. Do what I tell you, my boy. Please. And help Dave. Joe. You're in pain. He's an unfortunate boy. He's psychopathic. He's unhappy unless he gives pain. He likes to see blood. Come with me, Mr. Bigelow. Raymond Rakubian was my nephew. He could not possibly have tried to kill you. He's been dead 5 months. I'm afraid you have been sidetracked. Provided it is true that somebody made an attempt on your life.
Somebody made an attempt again today.
I had no reason to kill you, believe me.
What do you mean you had no reason? I notarized a certain bill of sale.
You notarized the bill of sale for Reynolds, not Rakubian. Now, what I told you was true. I had no reason to kill you. That's a closet, Mr. Bigelow. And under other circumstances, you could go home now. But now you present a problem. You know too much, and I am in danger. Chester!
Suppose I were able to prove to you that I only want to find the person who tried to kill me, and I won't cause you any trouble.
You know I can go to jail for 10 years for this little business. 10 years. At my age, that's my life. That means my entire life. With my life, I do not take chances. I am sorry, believe me. You want Joe to go with you?
No. Just Bigelow and me. And baby makes 3.
But Major, goodbye, Mr. Bigelow, and forgive me.
Let's go, Bigelow.
I guess you won't be there to see me off.
Tried to make a boob out of me in front of Major. Shouldn't have done that, Bigelow. I don't like that. I'm going to enjoy this, Bigelow. I've done jobs like this before. I knocked off guys I could like. But I don't like you, Bigelow. I never liked that puss of yours from the minute I seen it. Yeah. I'm going to enjoy this. Scared yet, are you, Bigelow? But you'll be scared. Good scared. I think I'll give it to you in the belly. You don't like it in the belly? Good. Try. I'd just love you to try it, Bigelow. Why don't you try? Go ahead. Didn't have the nerve, did you, Bigelow?
you right in the belly. Takes longer when you get it in the belly. It's nice and slow. That's the way I want to see you go, Bigelow. Nice and slow.
Yes, I'm all right, Paula, but what are you doing here? How did you get here?
Freddie Ross flew me down. I had to come. I had to see you.
You shouldn't have come, Paula. You shouldn't have.
What is it, Frank? You're in some kind of trouble. I know it. Look at you. You're a sight. Your clothes look as if you've slept in them. Are you ill? You are. You're feverish.
I'm all right, Paula, and I'm not in any trouble, believe me.
You're lying, Frank. Right after I spoke to you, I got a phone call from the San Francisco police. They asked if I knew where you were.
You didn't tell them anything, did you?
Of course not. It was the homicide detective that called. What is it, Frank? If you're in any kind of trouble, you certainly can trust me.
Look, I'm not in any trouble with the police, Paula, believe me. But you can't stay here. You've got to go back to Banning right away.
No, I won't go, Frank. I won't. I'm staying here with you.
Paula, it's better that you go back, believe me.
Why? What's this all about? What have you got to do with this Phillips and Reynolds?
Phillips was murdered.
What could that possibly have to do with you? All you did was notarize a paper. You've notarized hundreds of papers.
I know. All I did was notarize one little paper out of hundreds.
Frank, you frighten me. You don't even act like yourself. I know that you're in trouble, that something is wrong, that you're in serious trouble. You frighten me, Frank.
Oh, don't be frightened, Paula. Don't ever be frightened of anything again. Will you promise me that?
I love you so much, darling, more than you seem able to understand.
Oh.
I never really knew happiness until I loved you. Sometimes when I used to be afraid that you weren't sure how you felt, I tried to hold back, but I couldn't. Losing you would have been losing everything. There would have been nothing left.
Don't, Paula, don't.
Now I'm afraid again. Somehow I feel that I'm going to lose you, but there's nothing I can do about it. I feel so helpless. You're leaving me out of something. Tell me, Frank, what is it? Give me a chance to fight back. Just give me a chance, please. You do love me, don't you?
Oh, yes, Paula, I love you. I never was more certain of anything in my life. I wasn't sure before. I was a little blind, I guess, but believe me, I'm sure now. Can you understand that, Paula?
I understand.
A man can be like that, Paula. Something has to happen. It can be a big thing or a little thing, but it can make him realize how much someone means to him, how much he really loves her. Oh, and I love you, Paula. More than I ever thought it possible to love anyone in the world, I love you.
Then why won't you tell me about this trouble you're in? Why won't you try to let me help you?
You can't help me, Paula.
You don't want my help.
Oh, Paula, there's nothing you can do. Will you believe me? So will you please go home, please?
No, Frank. I won't go. I know you're in trouble. I can't leave you like this.
All right, Paula, look, wait for me in the lobby of the hotel, and I'll be back for you soon, I promise.
You promise? You're
Yes,
sure?
Paula, I promise. Is that a new outfit?
Yes.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You'll come back to me, won't you, Frank?
Yes, Paula, I'll come back, I promise.
Please hurry, darling. Oh, I love you.
I love you, Paula. Goodbye, Paula.
Welcome back, mateys.
You know, Captain, I don't see how Frank Bigelow is getting along any better than you are.
Well, with Frank, clues are everywhere. But I'm stuck in quarantine, much like the rest of the world. And I gotta tell you, Jack, my PlayStation's getting old fast. And so is Netflix.
Well, I don't know. I'm getting to like that Tiger show.
Ah, you would, Mr. Bones. Old news. Binge something new. You know me, hearties. Why is it when someone says, I have family in town, we always think, poor bastard? 'Cause it's true, that's why. Everybody here is on my nerves.
But Captain...
Mr. Bones, you need to be quiet. I've been plotting your demise for the last 8 minutes.
Really, sir?
Yes, Jack. 9 minutes ago, Mr. Bones ate the last of the bagel bites on the ship.
Now, Captain, that's only because I suggested that you wait till Chef Papa was done with his famous Mariner's meatballs.
He ate the corn dog bagel bites, too.
Captain, that's hardly a reason to...
Not all of them. There were too many. I actually had to throw most of them out.
You see, Jack, this is the effects of being quarantined for so long. Every little thing he says is on my nerves.
Now, Captain, I couldn't eat them all. There might still be some left. Just rifle through the trash. We're also out of toilet paper. And hand sanitizer. And pizza. But you know, Captain, you have nothing to worry about if you should expire. I've watched you captain the ship, and quite frankly, I learned quite a bit, and I think I could really improve on it. No worries.
Really? And how would you do that effectively, Mr. Bones?
Oh, please, sir. As your navigator, I've been at the wheel for some time. You never have to worry about me napping on the job.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, sir, no, don't take that the wrong way. Oh, sir, I understand why. I mean, you're old. You're tired.
Tired?
I've seen you on the security cameras. Check your compass. Take a nap. Yell at the crew. Take a nap. Wake up from a nap. Take a nap.
That's your job. Stare at a monitor and watch other people work. I was voted best pirate by Pirates Magazine.
I'm just saying that if you should pass, the boat would be in more than capable hands.
Okay, Captain. Make it look like an accident.
Forget it, Jack. I can't do anything constructive right now. I need to solve this investigation. What do I have, like 20 minutes left?
More than likely.
Say, you don't suppose Chef Papa would have anything against me, do you? I mean, providing me with a last meal and all.
Maybe he and Gertie are both in on it together.
What if I was never poisoned? And the poison was in the last meal?
Captain, I think you should concentrate on the facts.
Which are?
Well, you opened a booby-trap chest enchanted with the movie D.O.A.
Yes.
There is no connection between that and the meal you were about to eat.
Right. Now, if the treasure chest were to blow a pack of cheese crackers in your face, at least you could connect the dots to the galley.
I don't know. This could be their backup plan. Yes, Chef.
Captain, your meal is ready.
Excellent.
What's wrong with your face?
What?
It looks like you had an allergic reaction to a bee sting.
No, I'm good.
Why are you smiling?
Well, he's probably ready for this meal, so the Mariners' meatballs, Captain, are ready. Talia and I will send them up.
No. I'm quarantined. Yes, I won't be able to eat them right now.
Nonsense! All the crew members send them up.
I'll bring them up, Captain.
Great!
Anyway, Captain, we promised you the finished product, Mariner meatballs, and here they are. They look deliciosa. Talia? Yes?
Yeah.
Why don't you try one?
It's good.
Of course, we also have Papa sauce here too, so.
Oh yes, it looks delicious. I think I can smell them through the monitor, actually.
On my way up, Captain.
Don't forget the sauce.
No, wait, Oh, great. Jack, I'm gonna need you to taste something.
Why me?
Well, I would normally have Ensign Lafayette do it, but he did it the last time.
Really, sir?
Yes, but I haven't seen him for 3 weeks.
I wonder why.
Well, with your last meal on its way, Captain, perhaps you should take your last commercial break, sir. I mean, the finale is next.
Yes, I suppose I should, but there's still something that doesn't add up here. I feel like the answer is right in front of me. It's scary.
It is, sir, but we really do need that break.
Give me a break, Jack. The last time you went to the island before this, you were scared, but it was like, oh, rats, this is scary. And then the time before that, it was just like, oh, rats.
Oh, boy.
Oh, very well. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors, providing I'm still breathing.
That's right, boys and girls. The fearless leader of the Vortex is now available in 6-inch plushie.
It's Sluggo, it's Sluggo. She makes a fearless friend. And now you can have her with you till the end.
Find us on Facebook, Phoenix Comics and Toys Buy Sell Trade Group, or look for us on Etsy, Phoenix Comics Toys.
Hello, fellow pirates. It is I, Hank, from the Swashbuckler's Haunt, with this month's movie trivia question, sponsored by Linus, where you can win a free oil change if you provide me with the first correct answer to tonight's question via email. Speaking of which, here it is now. I it'd be a stormy sky ahead. But if you know the answer, make sure to drop us an email at deadandburiedtreasures. If you're the first matey with the correct answer, you will win a free oil change for your horseless carriage, courtesy of Midas in Washington, where you can trust the Midas touch. Aye, and keep watching Dead and Buried Treasures all night long. One winner per show, me hearties. Stay the course, me fiends, and abide by the code.
Don't miss the absolute worst in monster movie mayhem on Dead and Buried Treasures.
You know, Captain, we should be recording this.
You know, Jack, we should be recording.
This weekend and every Friday and Saturday night at 11 with our pre-show live at 10:30 on this Fright Network affiliate and our Facebook and YouTube pages, if you dare.
Is it wrong that I want their autograph?
Don't you wish you had a time machine? Because if you're enjoying Dead and Buried Treasures now while stuffing your face with that cheese popcorn, you could have gone back to the beginning of the night and enjoyed our pre-show as well. Walk the Plank. Walk the Plank takes you behind the scenes with series creator Eric Sprouse, Captain Calico Drake himself, as he reveals thrifty, low-budget special effects in how the show is made. Behind the scenes. Plus, host Rich Kanji takes your phone calls where you can ask your questions to the captain about upcoming shows as they gear you for the night ahead. So that time machine might have come in handy. Instead, you bought that ice cream maker that's collecting dust in the kitchen because your kids just had to have Dairy Queen and now you're paying the price. But if you remember next time, you too can watch Walk the Plank, the pre-show for Dead and Buried Treasures, and it's on about a half hour before the captain is. Plus, you can win free stuff. Just think about it, which is exactly what you should have done with that ice cream maker.
I don't miss Walk the Plank, the sister show of Dead and Buried Treasures, as it gears you up for the night ahead, 1/2 hour before Dead and Buried Treasures on most local affiliates. Arr, we asked, and you responded.
Hey, I was just calling in because I wanted to say I like what you guys have got going on there. I really enjoy watching it because I used to watch shows like this back when I was a kid, and watching it brings back a little bit of nostalgia from before. And I just wish there was more shows like this on the air now, because watching it brings back all those memories of before, and it's just really nice to see all that.
Why, hello, Dead and Buried Treasures. I just wanted to call and leave a message that I was very impressed by your show. It's very well done, and it might be one of the best locally produced programs I've ever seen. It reminded me of the old Chiller Theater in the 80s with Chilly Billy, and I absolutely love your show. I tell everybody about it. I even had my friends over, some kids, and my grandchildren over a couple of Fridays back when it was on, and we all gathered around and made popcorn like the old days, and had some fun watching some television as a family. So I thought it was very well done, and Captain Drake is very funny, and the parrot is hilarious. Well written, well crafted, very good show. Keep it up, Dead and Buried Treasures.
Hey, man, I think your show's kind of groovy, and I just love it. Groovy, man, groovy. Hey, keep up the good work, guys. Okay, talk to you later.
There are no further messages.
Operators are standing by. Call now.
Those were delicious. not at all. I think I chose accordingly. If you gotta go, that was definitely the way. Besides, that was much better than drone delivery. Or DoorDash. Or Grubhub. Chef Papa! Those were delicious! After Jack taste tested the first one, it was all over after that.
Glad you liked them, Captain. Taste tested? Talia, didn't you taste test the meatball?
Yeah, when?
I thought so.
Well, I guess I can tell you, someone needs to know me legacy.
Ah, your legacy, Captain. Do they even know how you acquired the haunt?
No.
I bet it involved Indians and a bunch of beads. Or a thunder stick or something, you know. Because you're old.
Very funny. I've seen you laugh at a video of an old man trapped in a bouncy house.
Not on purpose.
Chef, when I went to the island to retrieve the movie for tonight, I sprang one of the booby traps on the movie chests, and I was gassed directly into my face.
Are you all right, Captain?
Well, I don't know, Gertie, but Jack tells me that since it was a booby trap on an island that was enchanted, it would no doubt follow the theme of the movie it contained, and I would be dead in 24 hours.
24 hours?
Dun, dun, dun.
2 hours.
2 hours?
Aye. Unfortunately so, Professor.
Are you all right now?
That's just it. I don't know. I don't know if I should even be panicked. Other than the note I received with the chest after it gassed me.
Note? What did it say?
It said, "You've just been murdered." Yes, but I had to know who was behind me own murder, and maybe why. I had to.
Why?
Well, because I had to know who did it. So I was doing some investigating of my own.
No, I mean, do you think we were behind it?
Well, I wasn't sure, so I ordered me last meal, which was delicious, by the way, and, well, I didn't really discover anything. Now I'm about 10 minutes away from...
Captain, that's ridiculous. Why would you believe that?
Chicks, am I right?
Let me guess. Because the bird told you?
Yes.
I only said it was a theory, Captain.
Are you freaking kidding me, Jack? Is this why I've been quarantined? A theory? Look, you angry bird.
Angry bird.
Are you telling me that I might live? That this whole thing has been for naught?
Well, not for naught, Captain. I mean, you did get one hell of a meal prepared for you by the chef.
Hold it, Captain. And that's my new screensaver.
You mean to tell me I've been locked up for nothing? Nothing!
Well, Captain, I said it was a theory, and the booby trap might be targeted toward the movie you were hosting. D.O.A.
Yes, but it wasn't even the movie we were supposed to be hosting tonight.
What?
I picked up the wrong chest, and the note that fell out of the chest was for the movie that we were supposed to host. It was the wrong movie that I picked up. The note fell out from another movie.
So you were scared, Captain?
Me? No, of course not. Nothing scares me.
Davy, your captain did not become the folk hero he thinks he is by being scared.
Aw, that's sweet, Jack.
Yes. Well, I appreciate the sentiment, Jack. You know, you're a lot like the swashbuckler's haunt. It may seem like a burden, but what's on board is actually keeping you alive. I guess it's the same with me crew. It's like family. Sure, there are times when your first mate and your navigator feel like a back-breaking weight. You know, slowing you down, clipping your wings, grinding you to a nub, and just making your life miserable when... Wait, where was I going with this?
You know, Cap, now that your belly's full, it might be time to get back to your movie.
Aye. Besides, if I only have minutes to live, I might as well see how this movie ends. Maybe it'll give me a tip or two. That's not the worst thing I've heard.
Do you know what the worst thing is I've ever heard? I once saw a documentary on a marching band that got sucked up into a tornado. You know, with the horns. I think it was Twister? No, that had the cow.
Let's get you back to the conclusion of D.O.A. before we can't.
Stanley here? You sure? All right, get in there. Now get Stanley on the phone. Tell him to come over here right away. Use any excuse you want.
What are you going to do?
What was Stanley going to do when he used me for a clay pigeon today?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't act innocent with me. I fell for that once.
I don't know what you mean. I told you everything you wanted to know this morning.
Yeah, you told me just enough so I'd get sidetracked and wouldn't know that Stanley was the one I was after.
Stanley? Oh, no.
You and Stanley have been together on this from the start. Now, come on, get on that phone and call him. Don't let him know I'm here.
Bigelow.
You've been sidetracked, all right.
But it was the poor bereaved little widow who did it. We're supposed to have found this letter this afternoon. It's in my brother's desk at the office. It's postmarked 2 years ago.
It isn't exactly the kind of a letter that a married woman gets from a casual friend.
I'm sure my brother wasn't aware that they were so well acquainted when he hired Halliday.
What's the matter with him?
He hasn't felt right since dinner.
Where did he have dinner?
At Mrs. Phillips' apartment. Halliday was there, too, and Stanley confronted them with that letter.
Did you have anything to drink?
Yes, why?
How long ago?
Half an hour ago, just before I came here.
Miss Foster, get on the phone, call the emergency hospital. Have them get an ambulance over here right away.
What?
Tell them to prepare a stomach wash for luminous poisoning.
Luminous poisoning?
Go on, do it, I tell you. You may still have a chance to save his life. Go on! I found George Reynolds, Mrs. Phillips. He's been dead for 5 months.
Then he didn't steal the bill of sale.
No, he didn't. But you could have stolen it.
How dare you?
You knew who I was when I came here today. But you were surprised to see me alive, weren't you? But I'm not alive, Mrs. Phillips. Sure, I can stand here and talk to you. I can breathe and I can move. But I'm not alive. Because I did take that poison. And nothing can save me.
What are you going to do?
If I kill you now, I have nothing to lose.
No, you've got to listen to me. You've got to give me a chance.
But I didn't have a chance.
It was Halliday. Believe me, it was Halliday. He made me steal the bill of sale. He planned everything.
What about this letter? Your husband knew about you and Halliday.
He found it only yesterday. He accused Halliday. They fought, and Halliday pushed him over this balcony.
And why me? Why did he want to kill me?
Because you could have proved there was a bill of sale, that my husband had no reason to commit suicide. Halliday was desperate. After he killed my husband, he found out about the phone calls to you. He thought you spoke to him, that you knew enough to involve him.
the office.
This time you don't want them.
Break it up. Move along now. Let's get going. Come on.
All I did was notarize a bill of sale. But that piece of paper could have proven that Phillips didn't commit suicide. He was murdered. And that's why Halliday poisoned me. Would you?
Paula.
Call the morgue. Johnson, you go to the Allison Hotel, find Paula Gibson. Don't tell her anything. I'll break it to her.
How shall I make out the report on him, Captain?
Better make it dead on arrival.
If Frank Bigelow put half his effort into finding an antidote that he did running around to find out who did it, he might have made it, Jack.
You think, Captain?
Oh, indeed. In fact, I thought this movie was going to have a twist at the end, and his girlfriend Paula was going to be behind it all. I mean, am I the only one who noticed her switching his beer when they were in the bar at the beginning in an otherwise unimportant moment? Just before his beer was switched anyway to that luminous poison by the killer. Can you hear me in the booth? Can you back that up? Yeah, rewind the movie there and take a look at that again. Those are... Yeah, back that up, will you? Yeah. There, you see that, Jack? Kind of a wasted moment, wouldn't you agree?
Wow, Captain, not much gets by you.
Well, after all, I was leading an investigation. I was looking for clues. I don't take that lightly, Jack, especially when I'm looking for an antidote or a vaccine or an answer and a way to stay alive.
How are you feeling?
Me? Well, you know that scene in Jurassic Park where the dinosaur finds the guy sitting on the toilet, spits on him and eats him?
Wow, that bad, huh?
No, good. I'm the dinosaur. In fact, I feel sensational.
Oh, and I was already planning ahead and looking for a celebrity to take over the show. You know, just to be safe. Kanye, Beyonce, Rihanna, that swimmer that lied about getting mugged. So it's just as well, because I was out of options.
Out of options? Stop the sweet talk.
Well, welcome back to the show, Captain.
Welcome back? All right, I'll do it. But I want a building named after me and no green M&Ms in my dressing room. Yes, Professor Gertie.
Just checking in to see if you're still around, Cap.
Aye, and fit as a fiddle. And it might have a little to do with the last meal you and your chef Papa made me, Gertie.
Well, Captain, it was our pleasure. We're so glad you liked it.
I agree. Those Mariner's meatballs were delectable, and thanks again, Chef Papa.
What's the movie for next time, Cap?
Well, I'm finally out of quarantine, but the rest of the world isn't just yet, so we're finally getting to our mummy movie that we were going to have last month, but our sponsor was the Carnegie Science Center and their mummy exhibit, so we postponed it and put everything on pause, much like the rest of the world. The rest of the planet, rather, is on pause right now, but we're finally going to bring it to you, along with the Boris Karloff classic, The Ghoul, where an Egyptologist returns from the dead to take revenge on those who violated his tomb. Boris Karloff again stars in The Ghoul.
You know, Captain, I was just thinking, was that booby trap then just all a ruse?
What?
The booby trap. The gas that shot into your face or whatever. Did we place you in quarantine for nothing? I mean, I'm an evolved 21st century male. I like to think that we had you in quarantine for a reason.
You know, the operative word there is male, Mr. Bones, and you may hide it with your hemp sandals and your man purse, but when you get right down to it, I guess you're still a pirate. First of all, the movie chest wasn't even meant for tonight's movie. It was meant for another horror classic called The Invisible Ghost with Bela Lugosi.
Captain?
You see, sometimes those old traps just simply short out or wear out over time.
Captain, I don't think that quarantine was for nothing.
So what are you... what the devil? Where did I go? What's happening?
I think you're turning invisible, sir.
I can see that, Jock, but why?
Actually, you mean you can't see it, sir.
I mean, I'm as see-through as a Claude Rains classic.
Maybe it took some time for the booby track to work.
Well, don't panic, Captain. Chef Papa will prepare another last meal for you.
Aye! And maybe a set of bandages and some goggles. Oh no! I'm completely gone!
And maybe a hat!
You know, Captain, I have a wonderful sun hat that you could use. It's big and floppy, so we can see you coming. It might even match the bandages you want. And the goggles.
I don't need a floppy hat, you coat rack. I need some type of antidote.
I'll get back into the lab and start working, Captain.
Well, back into quarantine you go.
Quarantine? What for?
Well, we don't want the crew disappearing, sir, until we discover how potent that invisible gas that sprayed you is.
Well, watching half of you lunatics disappear would be a blessing, don't you agree? Like Mr. Bones and his chatty Cathy nonsense.
Me? I'm a hoot! And a plethora of information. Sort of.
One virus is enough.
Well, until we discover how potent that invisible gas that sprayed you
watching
is.
half
We
of
don't
you
want the
lunatics
crew disappearing, sir.
Big and floppy.
Well, we don't want the crew disappearing,
maybe a
sir.
set of bandages and some goggles.
Well, back into quarantine you go.
It's the Pirate's Booty, our after show, seen immediately after Dead and Buried Treasures ends. Captain Calico Drake and series creator Eric Sprouse take short calls for up to an hour, answering questions about the series or whatever's on your mind about the Swashbuckler's Haunt, the club, convention appearances, and much more. That's our after show, the Pirate's Booty, taking your booty calls till the wee hours of the morning, immediately following Dead and Buried Treasures on most affiliates.
And I hope he's not a real particular writer that he doesn't like when we ad-lib. Last meal. What's Cap talking about, Tals?
Probably about captain stuff almost.
Captain stuff.
Maybe said.
You know, that could be captain speak.
Yeah. Wait, he reads it in his voice. Eric! Okay.
Chef, when I went to the island to retrieve the movie for tonight, I sprang one of the booby traps on the movie chest, and I was gassed directly in the face.
If you go concerned again, 24 hours?
24 hours? You're not supposed to shake your head like I'm not doing a good job on the same screen that I'm in.
Don't follow the theme of the movie contained, and I would be dead in 24 hours.
24 hours?
Dun, dun, dun.
I like that. But you should have said As you go. Concerned. Are you alright, Captain? Because he just said all that, okay? You want me to do it over? And
No,
then you
it's
can...
fine. Yeah, okay. Are you alright, Captain? Why are you laughing at?
I wasn't very concerned.
It said you've just been murdered.
Murdered? Murdered?
Yeah. Alright.
Who said murdered?
So then you guys gotta look confused.
Just checking in to see if you're still around, Cap.
Oop. That's the Cap. He's coming around.
Cap!
Alright. Try it again? Yeah, you're not done yet. Try it again.
Okay.
Just checking to see if you are still around, Captain.
Just checking to see if you're still around, Captain.
I fit as a fiddle, and it might have to do a little bit of my last meal that the chef made me, Gertie. And you say, well, Captain, it was my pleasure. Glad you liked it.
Well, Captain, it was our pleasure.
Now, you gotta pay attention. Come on, we're in the field.
I'll get back into the lab and start working, Captain.
And, you know, Captain, please consider this an act of friendship on our part. But someday, and that day may never come, we may ask of you a favor.
Don't you wish you had a time machine? Because if you're enjoying Dead and Buried Treasures now while stuffing your face with that cheese popcorn, you could have gone back to the beginning of the night and enjoyed our pre-show as well. Walk the Plank. Walk the Plank takes you behind the scenes with series creator Eric Sprouse, Captain Calico Drake himself, as he reveals thrifty, low-budget special effects and how the show is made. Behind the scenes. Plus, host Rich Kanji takes your phone calls where you can ask your questions to the captain about upcoming shows as they gear you for the night ahead. So that time machine might have come in handy. Instead, you bought that ice cream maker that's collecting dust in the kitchen because your kids just had to have Dairy Queen and now you're paying the price. But if you remember next time, you too can watch Walk the Plank, the pre-show for Dead and Buried Treasures, and it's on about a half hour before the captain is. Plus, you can win free stuff. Just think about it, which is exactly what you should have done with that ice cream maker.
Don't miss Walk the Plank, the sister show of Dead and Buried Treasures, as it gears you up for the night ahead, 1/2 hour before Dead and Buried Treasures on most local affiliates. It's the Pirate's Booty, our after show, seen immediately after Dead and Buried Treasures ends. Captain Calico Drake and series creator Eric Sprouse take your calls for up to an hour, answering questions about the series or whatever's on your mind about the Swashbuckler's Haunt, the club, convention appearances, and much more. That's our after show, the Pirate's Booty, taking your booty calls till the wee hours of the morning, immediately following Dead and Buried Treasures on most affiliates. And while you're picking yourself up off the floor from that one, mateys, let me introduce you to another great bit of casting.
Dead and Buried Treasures is your weekend haunt. That's Friday and Saturday nights beginning at 11 with a new show the first Friday of the month, right here on this Fright Network affiliate.
Well, you certainly had that one loaded in a chamber.
And don't miss our Fright Network pre-show at 10:30, where Fiore from the movie review show Outtakes with Fiore and series creator Eric Sprouse take you for a behind-the-scenes tour with insight into making each episode.
Because I probably look significantly different than
Captain Calico Drake, I do.
Plus, your chance to win even more horrific prizes each week.
I should be hearing from the FCC any minute now.
So don't forget to call and leave your feedback on the show.
Like this one?
And ask questions where your Q&A will be read on the air.
Like this one?
Arr, we asked, and you responded.
We're sorry we're not home right now. We thank you for your call. We are such merry people. We love you one and all. Please leave your name and phone number. We'll call you back with luck. But if you should hang up too soon, go take a flying.
Hi, sorry I missed you. Just leave a message.